Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, we are out here in el pueblo of Xaya, the Mayan pueblo of Xaya. And what are we doing out here today? Well, we're out here with Los Mayas Eternos, and we're gonna be giving away shoes to all the townspeople, as you guys can see there. And you guys can see the shoes there. And you know, where exactly are we? Well, again, we are literally an hour and a half away from Merida, Yucatan. Okay, so it took us a while to get out here, and basically we had to take a little dirt road right off the main highway. So we were on the main highway and we had to take a little dirt road, and that dirt road brought us to here. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that this little Mayan village just exists out here, just like literally in the middle of nowhere. So interesting. I want to explore it, but we have a lot of work to do today. As like I was saying earlier, you know, we're going to be giving shoes away to the kids, you know, to all the children out here, all the townspeople. We got all kinds of you know, sizes for, you know, kids, for everybody, as far as, you know, from what I understand. And we have a bunch of volunteers. You know, a lot of you guys out there have been watching these videos, and you guys have you know, come out here and have helped out by volunteering. And I gotta help out. Look at all those shoes. We got all these trucks, you know, all these cars. Look at all that stuff. Look at all these shoes, all these things. So let's just check it out, because you know, we gotta help out as well, you know, by taking some of these shoes, you know, from point A to point B. So let's check out to see what this is all about here. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, thank God, thank goodness to a lot of you guys out there that have been very instrumental in helping out by either coming out here and helping volunteer, all right, or, you know, by donating, you know, whether it's some money, all right. So if you guys want to help out, you guys want to help out the kids, you want to help out, you know, everyone out here. Again, shoes, sometimes, again, it goes kind of overlooked, but the reality is that this is a very, very important thing for everybody. You got to remember, you know, it's hot, there's rocks, you know, there's a lot of things, and people just sometimes don't have like the basic necessities. So everybody here is lining up for shoes. And so again, we got volunteers that are setting up. But anyways, yeah, if you want to help and you want to donate, I'm going to put all the information down below, so you can, hello, how's it going? So you can you know, donate, send a PayPal donation. A lot of you guys have been sending a lot of donations, and it has been helping out a lot, because the donations help either buy shoes in this case, or buy toys, as we've done in other videos, or it's helped buy food. Again, just a few dollars, you know, helps you know, put eggs and rice and beans and all kinds of awesome, wonderful thing out here. And so today, you know, we're out here basically, you know, helping out a community that sometimes doesn't get any help, gets a little bit overlooked, and it's the Mayan communities. Okay, because the Mayan communities out here, well, again, they're out here in the middle of nowhere, and it's hard for them, you know, to get any kind of services, any kind of help, any kind of anything. They're literally living out here in the middle of the jungle in a very rural area, and it's because of people like you out there, and you know, church groups and so many other groups and so many other individuals out there that have helped, you know, throughout the years, you know, have helped all these communities out. And in this case, you know, since Pedro Tech, you guys have seen him multiple times, you know, and you'll probably see him again, you know, delegating, getting all the shoes out. But anyways, Pedro, he reaches out to these communities and asks them exactly what it is that they need. And so when he was talking to these villagers here, one of the things that they needed the most was shoes. Okay, and so basically it took a few months to get everything set up, to get the shoes, to set up, you know, this whole thing here, because this has been like a month in the making, at least, you know, from my perspective, you know, from when I got alerted that we're going to be coming out here. And I could not wait. I cannot wait. There's Pedro, you know, that's the guy, you know, again, the guy that has, you know, been helping coordinate this whole thing. Now, one thing that I was realizing when I was out there, you know, you know, just hanging out, and I'm just overhearing some of the people here is that they're speaking in Mayan. There's a lot of Mayan. This is a language I don't understand. That's the only other language that they're you know, they would be speaking out here. Hola. Look at that. So that would be the only language that they would be speaking out here, is Mayan. So they speak Spanish, they speak Mayan, but yeah. So let's just go over here. Let's while everybody gets you know, coordinated. You know, I'm gonna go over here and see. So right here, like in the town center, this is the town square. You know, right here, it's like the gymnasium. Again, you can see the basketball courts. You see where all the kids are. School. The school is probably very nearby. You can see all the traditional ladies, you know, wearing their their traditional garb. This is probably like the city hall, town hall. Got the little puppy there. You know, cuteness overload. Hola, buenos días. And I don't know if that might be the founder. It might be some important dude. And here, this is the place. So this is where we're at. Xaya. There's like a drop off here. I don't want to fall, but there it is. So this is where we're at. But yeah, this is a very, very distinct and very different kind of village and pueblo from all the other ones that we've been to. And I'm so glad that I, you know, got to come out here and get to show this to you guys, because as you guys have known, you know, for the last several months, I've been dealing with, you know, certain health issues and things like that, and you know, it's been a little difficult to come out here and do these videos. But here we are. We're doing it for the kids. We're doing it for the villagers. And again, I want to give a big shout out to all of you guys, whether you're just watching the video, sharing the video, sending a few bucks, coming out here and helping and volunteering. You know, look at these kids. I can just say no to these kids, huh? You know, they're everywhere. All smiles everywhere. And you're going to see even more smiles once we start giving away these shoes. So, all right, guys, without further ado, let me go over there and help them out with the last few shoes that they got to unload. And then I'll catch up with you guys in a few minutes when we start giving away all these shoes to the kids. You know, we were out here in this region not too long ago. In fact, like a month ago, we were in this region and we were exploring. You know, we were just doing the touristy stuff. And so, if you want to know more of what this whole region looks like down here, you know, not just this village, this pueblo, but so many others around here, please feel free to check out that video. I will, you know, link it at the end of this one down below as well, so you guys can see more. Anyways, Pedro was telling me that all this region, all those areas is Mayan, just Mayan. And so they're used to not dealing with the government. They're used to, you know, not having to ask the government, you know, for anything. In fact, they're more afraid of government. They're more afraid of, you know, the government coming out here and wanting to, you know, take over the place. And so a lot of them don't even ask, you know, government officials or ask the government for help or what their necessities are. And so long story short, what I'm trying to get at is that the government just forgets them and they're forgotten. And this is, you know, again, part of why, you know, Pedro likes to focus so much on helping these individuals out, because these are the ones that are forgotten. These are the ones that really are grateful for anything and everything that is actually given to them. Because we talked about in other episodes, you know, sometimes when we're giving away stuff that, you know, people are fighting, you know, over some of these things that they were giving them, or they're not happy with XYZ or this or that. Not always, you know, very rarely it happens. But out here, it's not like that at all. In fact, they were never, I got corrected. They were not even asking for shoes initially. What happened was, like as Pedro has come out here throughout the years, they noticed once that nobody had shoes on. And so he asked, hey, is this like a cultural thing why nobody has shoes on? Or can you guys not afford shoes? And they're like, yeah, no, we cannot afford shoes. Nobody has shoes because we can't afford shoes. And he went into the history as to why that is. You know, a lot of fathers, you know, they would, you know, go to work and then you spend their money on other things like alcohol and not on the kids, or they wouldn't get paid, you know, by the employer. They would, you know, get exploited by a lot of employers. And so, long story short, and just look how beautiful this whole area is. But anyways, yeah, long story short, you know, most of them, you know, are just very poor, and they didn't have much to begin with, let alone to afford shoes. And so now this is why, you know, he comes out here and makes it like an effort to, like, at least, you know, bring something like shoes that they know that everyone's going to need. And by the way, these are all the volunteers. Again, thank you guys out there again, in the audience, you know, for you know, watching these videos and being interested and wanting to, you know, come out here and help out and volunteer, because it's you know, one thing that we need more than anything is hands. Hola. Look at that, everybody wants to say hi. But yeah, hands, you know, hands, people to help out, you know, with the shoes, you know, or whatever it is we're doing. You guys already seen plenty of these videos. I got a whole playlist, you know, of things that we've done out here. But yeah, it's a very interesting story. It's a very interesting situation out here, and there's a lot of Mayan villages all over the area, all over this southern Yucatan area, the southern Yucatan state. And a lot of them are in the same kind of situation where they're kind of like self-sustained. You know, they're able to, you know, be able to, you know, sustain themselves, but they still lack a lot of resources that a lot of us out there take for granted. So, all right, guys, still waiting on everyone to finish up organizing, and then once you know, once the chaos starts, you know, I'll start filming and letting everybody see all the happy faces, you know, with all the shoes that they're about to get.
Oh, wait a minute. Come here. Oh, no, you got a hat. You look perfect. Put your arms up there. You go. That's it. All gone.
Little super secret giveaway Senor David was performing there. Look at that. Everybody got a little something. This guy got a bunch of something. Yeah? I know. Yeah, this guy got the hat, 2 shirts, like that.
Oh, he's scoring all this stuff. How do you know?
2 camisas con gorras. ¿Hablan español? Maya. Hablan maya. Ok, wow. Hoy todos hablan maya. ¿Alguien habla español aquí o no? Nadie. ¿Tú hablas español? Sí. Ah, bueno, me entiende, me estamos hablando. Ah, ok, está bien. ¿Y hablas maya también o no? No. You speak English? Say something in English.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, as you guys saw there, all the kids, it seems like they speak Maya. One of them speaks English, Spanish. One of them says he speaks English, but I don't know. But it is really cool, really interesting. And I don't know if they were lying to me or not. Maybe they all speak Spanish. But, again, ¿habla español o Maya? Maya. Español. Ah, okay, está bien. All right. So he didn't even know what he's speaking. He said Spanish, so. All right. Yeah, this is a lively bunch. Yeah, it's really nice. I'm glad that we came out here today. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. And again, guys, you want to help out, not just these kids, but many kids like them. And, you know, many families, you know, out here throughout the whole Yucatan. All you got to do is just check out all the information that I provided down below, so you can send some donations, or you can send your information so you can sign up. Okay, again, the website is down below, Los Mayas Eternos, and that's where you can sign up, you know, in case you want to come out here, join us, have some fun, hang out with the families and the kids, give out some shoes. You know, if you got time, you know, if you got some resources that you can help out with, bring out some smiles to some of these kids. I think they're already starting to, oh, okay, there we go. I think it's starting. The whole thing is starting. All right, here we go. Off to the races. Okay, so now this is the difficult part, is trying to figure out, you know, the shoes, sizes, shoe styles, and the kids. This is going to be interesting. So they're about to start giving away. And so again, guys, you know, some of these are new shoes, some of them are not so new shoes. It doesn't matter. They're shoes. They're, you know, they're helpful to anyone and everyone. Look at that. Oh, those will look great.
They grow with the kid.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Can you show? Yeah.
Yes, I did a special fundraiser.
By the way, shout out to Rebecca again. Yeah.
I did a special fundraiser to buy these shoes.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
Oh, awesome. Oh, that's right. That's right. You had it on the Facebook group.
Yeah,
that's
it was
right.
back in the fall.
That's
We were
right.
just now doing something. So this comes off, and it
Yeah.
can hook up here for the smallest size, and then it goes to the biggest size and hooks there, and then all the straps come undone, and yeah, and this grows.
So okay. Oh, these are great. This is great for them. Yeah, and they're sturdy. They look really
And they're
durable.
they're meant to
Oh,
last for
wow.
5 to 7 years.
Super durable.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, those are great shoes. These are great. How much were those?
They were
Each or whatever.
$10 each.
Really? Oh wow, that's not bad. Yeah, that's really good.
Not bad. No.
And these are super awesome shoes because again, as she was saying, they grow with the kid. So you give them to him, and he'll probably grow into it. Or probably something smaller.
Yeah.
Give it to him. Yeah, give it to them, and
Yeah,
then
they've got a pair there.
yeah. But that's awesome. Wow, that's super cool. Look at that. So everybody's starting to get their shoes, and they got a few people in charge. Yeah, and it's super cool. So they got like I guess a few people in charge, and they're just kind of like figuring out the sizes and distributing it, and you know, I think they gotta like try them on, probably, most likely, right? I would say so, and so on and so forth. Cool, cool. Look at that. Very nice. So they got all kinds of styles. They even got little slippers. Got those little slippers there. All right, nice. Nice fit. All right. Felicidades. I don't know, I think they're speaking, is that Maya or Spanish? ¿Hablan español? ¿Español o Maya? Maya, what would you want to say?
I want to know if he wants this or if he wants more of a sneaker. So, bueno.
No español, ¿verdad? ¿Sí o no?
Ultra color.
Okay. So it's going to be a little bit of a difficulty challenge here. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, you know, trying to, you know, communicate with some of the individuals. But again, it's all smiles. Figured it out. No big deal. Just basically, I shook my head yes or no. Look, see, they even got everybody's out here. But anywho's, I'm very interested. We got a lot of kids. We got a lot of people. We got a lot of shoes as well. We got the whole pueblo, the whole village. You know, we got kids coming out there. We got everywhere. You see, we got people coming all the way. You know, still people leaving school. Interesting. All right, so let's see what else. Look at that. All right. So everybody happy, you know, with all the shoes. Very nice. Look at that. Yeah, so this is a bit of an undertaking again. All the kids have to get their shoes fitted. Shoes. Look at that. And make sure they get the right shoes. And again, the communication is going to be interesting.
Especially as my Spanish is almost non-existent.
Well, as I was saying, you know, most of the people speak Mayan only. So yeah, nobody understands anybody.
Anyway.
But again, you don't need much. Look, again, this is something I learned, you know, way back in the day, just working in kitchens. You know, many professional kitchens have many people from around the world that don't even speak the same language. No language. But a lot of things were done with sign language or, you know, other means of communication. And so, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, we can always find a way to communicate as humans, one way or another, even if we're not speaking the same language or even remotely close. Again, English to Mayan, you know, what do we got there? We got, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of chaos, but a lot of fun. Look at that. Look at all the people we still got to give. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, while everybody is finishing up, because as you guys can see, look at that. The crowd just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Not smaller, but bigger. Bruh. Oy vey. So anyway, so as that is happening, I'm gonna go on around and I'm gonna go around and take a little walk around the block, just around the village, so you guys can see, you know, what they live like out here, what it looks like out here in the village. Because I mean, even for me, you know, I've never been out here, I never seen it. One thing is, you know, showing you the, you know, how it looks like from the car. Oh, look at that little puppy. Look at that. You know, one thing is showing you from the car, and another thing is like walking through the actual village real quick. So I feel, you know, a quick walk around the block should be sufficient enough to show you what it looks like out here, at least get a feel for it. So, you know, again, guys, you know, this is like a little village in the middle of nowhere. Hola, buenos días. It's still 11:30 in the morning, but it's very hot out here, extremely hot. You know, I would say, you know, maybe 25% or less of the people here have an air conditioner. Okay, so just FYI. So yeah, so you know, you're gonna be seeing, you know, how people live like out here and what it looks like out here. And buenos días. And then yes, I keep forgetting that the people out here, the reason that, you know, right now she said something back to me, but you know, she was just like, oh, I don't speak Spanish. What did that guy say? So many people speak Mayan out here, which is really cool, really interesting. But yeah, this has been like the nicest and happiest people I have ever seen. Of all the places that we've been to, and look, man, people out here are very nice, very grateful, the whole nine, you name it. But that is the nicest I've ever seen. I hope I don't get lost out here. I don't think I can get too lost. We're just going out here in the middle of nowhere and see how people do their thing. But yeah, so the thing is, it's like, you know, going back to that whole thing is like where the people that have the least amount sometimes are the happiest. You know, the people out here, you know, right now when we were off camera, some individual came up to me. He saw I was filming. I was talking to Dave, and he basically said to me, hey, do you speak Spanish? I'm like, yeah, I speak Spanish. And he's like, oh, can I ask you something? He goes, how are you guys, like an organization, or what are you guys doing? Blah, blah, blah. So I explained the whole thing. By the way, just like I was explaining to you, you know, Los Mayas Eternos, you know, you can go on ahead and follow, you know, on Facebook. You can follow on the webpage, or go check it out. Again, if you want to help with a few, you know, with a donation, some volunteering or whatever. Anyway, so I give him all the information and all that stuff, and he's like, oh wow, that's awesome, that's amazing. Yeah, because to him it was like, who are you guys and why did you show up here? And thank you. But then he was also saying, he's like, hey, the reason I'm coming up to you, I'm very embarrassed, I don't know how to talk or say this, but like my daughter has like a terminal illness, and she's very, very sick right now, and you know, we don't know what to do, and we really want to help her, you know, kind of, you know, she needs to get like an MRI, I think it is. Oh, look at this. It's one of those government offices. Look at that. See, this is ever since the Morena party has been in power, ever since AMLO, and now with Scheinbaum, these are the things that they've been doing. They've, like it or not, they're coming out here and helping the people. So again, in some villages like out here, in some places like out here, you know, they're not used to any kind of help, so they're not used to asking. Well, the government's just showing up and being like, hey, this is the government office, come to the government office and ask for help, and we will help as we can. So anyway, so that's part of that, because I've talked to you guys before, you know, I've shown you the bank, you know, the community bank. I've shown you, you know, that the government office out here in the middle of a little village. Again, you guys, again, just forgot on the map exactly where this is and what it looks like, okay? Where we are in the middle of nowhere here, so that's pretty interesting. But as I was saying, so the guy was asking for help, and again, going back to what I was saying, they're just not used to asking for help. They don't even know what that is. That's like a weird to them. But this guy was desperate, a desperate dad, and you could tell, you know, that's why he came up and was talking to me about that. So obviously I pointed him in the right direction. I told him, look, you got to talk to Pedro. You know, Pedro's the one that basically organizes all of us, gets us all ready to come out here and do these things, and he's the one that's going to help you, you know, set up the fundraiser, set up whatever it is we got to set up to help you out. And by the way, guys, it goes without saying, if you want to help out, you can reach out directly. Again, all the information is down below, and you can reach out directly to Pedro, to the organization, and they will be more than happy to link you guys up. You know, maybe one of you guys out there in the audience can simply say, hey, I can pay for the MRI. And by the way, I don't know what the MRI goes for, but it's like a few $100s. It's not thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm sure it's like, you know, maybe the guy needs to raise $100. I don't know. I forgot what MRIs this goes for out here, but you guys, you know, you already know from my past videos. Again, you know, I literally got my last rabies shot today, okay? It was all 3 o'clock. Again, if you want more information on that, I'll link that video down below with the healthcare stuff. But yeah, long story short, you know, some things, you know, like an MRI, you might have to pay out of pocket. So with that said, that's why he's asking for help, you know, from us, from the community. So I'm sure in the future, if you follow Los Mayas Eternos, if you follow all this stuff, you know, you help out, you know, you'll know about the, you know, how to help out and how to reach out and all that good stuff. But yeah, with that said, you know what I mean, that's things that Pedro does all the time. He's always on Facebook posting for people that sometimes older people need a wheelchair, or they need like you know, buenas tardes. Yeah, it's like noon right now, so I don't even know. Anyways, if it was buenos días or buenas tardes. Buenos días. Buenos días. So yeah, he's out there working, doing this thing. But anyways, yeah, so people sometimes ask for canes, or you know, the you know, little wheelchair, or you know, all kinds of things that again a lot of us take for granted, because out here, you know, where's someone gonna get a wheelchair, or even, you know, a cane might be a stick or whatever. So anywho's guys, so yeah, you know, just wanted to let you guys kind of in on how everything works out here. There's many ways to help, many ways to volunteer, many things that you can do. This is how people live out here in a very, very rural village. You know, I would say that there's maybe, you know, a few hundred people here, maybe 1,000 people here. You know, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sure once we Google map it, it'll be a little bit more accurate. But yeah, this is one of the government things that they did. That's it. That's it. That and that government office. So far, and a few light posts is all I've seen. So, and that's about it. So, yeah. Let's check it out. Let's get back to the action here and see what so we started. We just went around the block. So let's just see what you know, where everything's at. Oh, looks like nothing's moved. Everything's exactly the same. Nothing's changed. Hola. Buenos días. Hola, buenos días. Hola, saludos.
Ah, saludos.
All right. All right. So shout out to him. So again, you know, a lot of people even ask me, well, what happens to people like him? How do they get their government services? How do they whatever? They really don't. They just hang around town, and it is what it is. So yeah, you know what I mean? Here we are. It seems like I feel like we made a little bit of a dent. I feel like there's been some progress being made out here. So far, so good. So, all right. So yeah, guys, as I was saying earlier, if you want to help out in any way, again, whether you want to help out individual situations, you know, like the guy that needed his daughter to get some MRIs, you want to help people with wheelchairs, you want to help people with medicine, you want to help people by donating extra things that you might have, by donating your time, by sending a few bucks, you know, so they can buy, you know, food, shoes, whatever. Because look, a lot of the shoes that are given away, for example, so a lot of these shoes are probably donated or probably acquired for very, very cheap, you know, before they were able to bring them out here to distribute them. And then, you know, let's say you donate a few bucks, you know, for like a special fundraiser, like Rebecca. Oh, I caught those. Oh, I got one hand. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry about that. The camera in one hand. Okay. But anyways.
Just one size fits all.
¿Hablan español o no?
Expanding.
Cada zapato se crece con el niño. Entonces se ajusta mientras va creciendo. ¿Habla español? No.
Habla inglés.
El zapato va creciendo con el niño. Quiere decir que se ajusta y se va creciendo y se pone más grande. Se lo puede dar a él y cuando sea más grande sigue con el mismo zapato porque crece. ¿No ves? ¿Entiendes, verdad? Okay. Es que no sabía el español los mayas. Okay. Just explaining the whole thing there. You know, hopefully you guys enjoyed all that and then some. Oh man, it's so hot. So my hair. All right, we're good. So what was I saying? So yes, again, as I was saying, you guys want to help, there's a lot of ways that you can help. Maybe you might know some Maya, you know, you might be able to help translate for some of us out here. I know that you can learn that on, I want to say Duolingo. There's some apps out there that have that. I don't know, don't come to me for that kind of information. Anywho, just come to me for entertainment purposes only, all right? All right, just come and hang out here. All right, so what was I saying? All right, let me regroup, all right? Because I got discombobulated there. Okay, so I was just talking to Pedro off camera real quick, you know, again, talking about the MRI situation and talking about that stuff. So basically he says, no, actually we have a protocol. We go through a certain system of how we do things. So when somebody asks for help like that, the first thing that we do is that we try to go through the government in the sense of like, hey, you know, just like remember when my rabies shot and how I was able to get everything fixed. Well, a lot of these people don't even know that that's an option, that they even have that available, just like I didn't know that. So what happens is that basically Pedro sets it all up, you know, gets everybody, you know, to go through the right avenues to get the government or, you know, whatever, the proper avenues to take care of the situation. Now, if for whatever reason it cannot be taken care of, that's when they do the fundraiser, that's when they do whatever. So as of now, there's no need to do a fundraiser for that situation because, well, again, they're going to try to go through the proper avenues and probably most likely get the government, you know, to step in and pay for it, just like they, you know, like I got helped out and many other people get helped out. Pedro was also saying, here, let's walk through the crowds, all right? I think it'll be a little bit better. Anyways, but as Pedro was also saying, the fact that like very recently, you know what I mean? They just raised 20,000 pesos, which is around $1,000, you know, to give somebody a brain surgery that was needed, all right? Somebody needed some brain surgery. And basically the actual thing was going to cost around 60,000 pesos, which is $3,000. And so he was able to negotiate, talk to the right people, get the right paparapidipurup, and then they got the money raised and they did the surgery and saved a life. So a precious life. So yeah, I mean, you know, there's many things that go on out here. I'm sorry if I jumped the gun, you know me, I can't help myself. But at the end of the day, guys, you know, there's tons of people, you know, all over the Yucatan that need your help, you know, in one shape, form or another. Oh, you know what? Let's go up the stairs here. All right, look at that. So, you know, there's all kinds of people that need your help in one shape, form or another. And no matter what it is, they're more than happy to receive it from you guys. Tan contentos. See? All right, everyone very happy with the shoes. Look at that. Get a little bird's eye view up here from everybody, see everything going on here. Look at this. Look at that shot, man. All right. Awesome. So yeah, like as I was saying, guys, you know, at the end of the day, in one shape, form or another, if you want to help, you can help. There's tons of help that's, you know, always needed. I don't always come out to these things because there's so many things that go on. You know, again, Pedro, here, I'm just gonna put the camera enough of my face. You know, there's so many people that need so much help. There's so many of these events that go on. I can't go to all of them, but he puts on a lot of these events. And remember, it's not just this group. There's many groups out there that help with all this stuff. And long story short, if you want to get involved and you want to help, you can. But what I was going to say is that when I come out to do these videos, I always like to come out to the new ones, to the unique ones, and so on and so forth. Simply because, yeah, sorry, again, I had to cut away there real quick, you know. There's a lot of people out here National Geographicing, all right? It is what it is. But as I was saying, yeah, so, you know, I like to come out to unique situations. Oh, the rain's starting. Oh, I made it just under here and just in time. So, you know, there's a lot of people that need all kinds of help. And, you know, I try to come to different ones every single time. Again, out here, I remember when they were telling me about this, you know, a month ago or more, I couldn't wait to come out here. I was dying to come out here, you know, and here we are. I got to not only show it to you guys, but, you know, experience it together. And look at this. Look at all the happiness. Look at all the wonderfulness and all that good stuff. The dogs are, you know, he's exhausted with happiness. Or hunger. I would say happiness, though. Anyways, all right, guys, you know, with all that said, I think we're going to wrap this bad boy up because, you know, we still got a ways to go. I've said everything I need to say. Time for us to wrap this up. You know, nothing else really much more to do here except, you know, go and get some panuchos and, you know, get something to drink, you know, some Jamaica, or some other local, you know, juice or fare, you know, tamarindo, Jamaica, beer, water, panuchos. We get invited, you know, by some of the people that are local to here, that were, you know, part of the whole thing here, and we got invited to that, and we're just having some libations, and
Sorry, I didn't realize you were.
This is the kitchen. If you like come to visit the kitchen, my kitchen.
Van a comer sabroso. Ya huele. Ya huele.
look at that, making panuchos.
Panuchos.
So again, those are tortillas stuffed with beans, fried up, and wood fire. And then over here they're getting the ingredients, which is eggs, some tomatoes. And everybody's helping out.
¿Quieren sentarse en el banquillo? ¿No?
So again, you know, very simple food. Everything's sustainable here. Look at that. Look at all the chickens. And that's how they get their protein, you know, from the eggs. And this is what they look like once they're done. Again, these are made with chicken or with egg. Again, sometimes they're made with turkey, depending on what they have available. Turkeys are native to the region. But again, you know, a lot of people just eat eggs because that's what they have the most available of. Sometimes they got chicken. Sometimes, you know, sometimes they got meat. Sometimes they got the eggs. Sometimes they got both. But that's generally how they do it. How is it? How is it?
Oh my God, it's so good. Better than, you ready? Are you ready?
Best panuchos ever, huh?
Crunchy and soft.
Can you hand me, give me the plate over there?
Thank you. YouTube ham.
So delicious.
Ani tomate los zapatos.
So good. Again, that was after we were done here. So anyways, with all that said, guys, you know, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I know these videos, these episodes don't get the most views, but they do so much help. Every single time that I talk to Pedro, he's always telling me about, you know, how much help these videos have been, especially during these rough times, you know, with a lot of political and economic uncertainty between both countries, okay? You know, now the help is more needed than ever. And whenever I come out here, no, some poles fell. Anyways, whenever I come out here, look at all these new faces. I don't know who any of these people are. Every time I come out here, there's always new faces. There's always new people. There's, you know, again, always new things that you guys have been able to do. Again, Pedro tells me, he always updates me when I talk to him about how much, you know, you guys have helped and how much you guys have contributed and helped. And, you know, again, whether you've been out here helping out or whether you sent a few bucks or whatever it is you did or have done or will do, it's much appreciated, and we love you guys to death. And thank you so much. So, all right, with that being said, guys, I think it's time to wrap this bad boy up because we're almost done here. Feels like, you know, we should be out of here in a few more minutes. And, you know, we're already on a roll here, so let's just wrap up. So, guys, you already know the deal. if you want to help, okay, not just me, okay, again, if you want to help me, you already know what to do. All the links are down below. Much appreciated to all of you guys out there that have helped out the show and allow me to continue to do this and provide this entertainment for you guys. All right, and when I make these videos, I don't ask for help. I want you guys to help them. So if you want to help, if you want to send anything, help them. Okay? Don't help me. Help. You know what? If you want to do something nice for me, do something nice for them. Okay? Instead of sending me $5, send them $5. Okay? That kind of stuff. All right? Because they are the ones that really, really need it. Again, happy. It's funny. All the little kids are staring at me and looking at me like, oh, look at this weirdo talking to himself on the camera. And it's a beauty, man. This is why I love doing these things. It's just so much happiness and awesomeness and amazingness. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I know you guys have to go too. So you already know the deal, guys. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon. But more importantly than anything else, please continue to stay awesome. And again, guys, thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. Thank you so much for helping out. And just thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, love you guys, appreciate it. And here's to 7 more years of making videos out here in Mexico. We've only just begun. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.